I'm Paul Levinson, and welcome to Light On Light Through, episode 272, my review of the next to last episode of the first season of Severance on Apple TV Plus, and of course, there'll be spoilers ahead. Number one, Harmony is fired. A real shocker. That comes from the board learning that Helly tried to commit suicide and Harmony failed to inform the board. As a first example of what Harmony gone from Lumen will do, later on in the episode, she advises Mark's Audi to get away from Lumen when he tells her he's thinking of leaving. This, presumably, is a split second before Dylan manages to ignite the overtime contingency, which will allow Mark's Innie to escape into his Audi. I'll get to that in a second or two. Number two, Helly kisses Mark right before her Innie takes the upward elevator to become her Audi, which again will soon be inhabited by her Innie. The kiss was long overdue, and it was good to see. The two would make a good couple. Here's hoping we see that happen. And here's what I was talking about. Number three, Dylan finds it's harder than he thought to turn three Audis into their innies at the same time. That is, switch on the overtime contingency for Irving, Mark, and Helly. Now, I mention Irving first here because we also learn in this episode that the black gook we see in the opening credits, by the way, those opening credits are excellent, is a take on the paintings Irving makes with thick black paint as an Audi. I suppose calling them paintings is an exaggeration, but hey, I'm no expert in abstract art. I'm also assuming here that the outer contingency worked because this episode ended a nanosecond before the contingency transformation takes effect. Which brings us to next week's finale. There's no way we won't see the innies freed, at least for part of that episode. The big question, of course, is what they and we will discover about their outward lives. The one we now know the most about is Mark, and that's not all that much. Helly's Audi seems to be some kind of rich, socialite or businesswoman. We'll find out more next week, I hope. And Irving, well, he has a lovable dog and is a, quote, painter, unquote. I don't know. Once again, for all I know, those are great paintings, but just looks like black gook on canvas. Certainly, Irving seems to have a good time doing that. As for Dylan's Audi, we did learn, I guess it was about 2 episodes ago, that he has a son. His Audi has a son. In any case, I'll see you back here next week with my impressions of what we learn in the season finale. And notice that I say season finale because there definitely will be a second season of this really bizarre, impressive, altogether excellent and provocative series. And I hope you enjoyed that review of the penultimate episode of Season 1 of Severance. I will be back here next week with my review of the season finale. Also coming up will be a review of the last days of Ptolemy Gray. A lot more good stuff happening in the weeks ahead. As far as television, I'll be reviewing the next episode of Star Trek Picard. There's a good new series, or at least it looks to be a good new series on Apple TV Plus, Slow Horses. I think I'll start reviewing that as well. In the meantime, stay safe, Stay sound and do what you can to help those heroic people in Ukraine. They seem to be doing a really good job repelling those heinous Russian invaders.
The Light on Light Through podcast.
Athens, 2042 AD. She ripped the paper in half, then ripped the halves, then ripped what was left again into bits and pieces of history that could have been. Sierra Waters had read once that, years ago, it was thought that men made love for the thrill, while women made love for the sense of connection it gave them.
Curled Up with a Good Book says, Sierra Waters is sexy as hell. You can find out more about The Plot to Save Socrates by Paul Levinson at theplottosavesocrates.com.
Paul Levinson spills code about an ancient biotech war raging on in secret for centuries.